Today we're going to talk about what was the formula I needed to come up with to raise my kids to get them to the higher level in the population of society in the economic way. The first thing I had to realize was I had to admit to myself, look myself in the mirror and say, Damien, you ain't shit. What do I mean by Damien, you ain't shit? I concluded that the only way most people don't get jobs or anything like that on merit, it's about connections. And there's only two ways, in my opinion, to get connections. You're either born into it. My sons wasn't born into it. I had to get them into really good academic schools. What do I mean by good academic schools? And this is just a hard reality that I had to come up with. Because I had a degree. So I had to understand that, I have one son who went to Colgate, I have one son who went to West Point. Having a degree and a diploma from West Point is totally different than having a degree from, let's say, the University of Toledo. I'm from Ohio, from the University of Toledo. And what makes it different? If you got a business degree, let's say you got a bachelor's in business, and you got one from West Point, you got one from Yale, you got one from the University of Toledo, University of Akron, and you can even have the same professor, you can have the same books, but the big difference that raises you up to another level is the connections and the people that you meet. I give you an example. When you go to Harvard, a lot of the kids are going to go off and they're going to do different things, or you're going to have already Harvard grads sitting in places like Goldman Sachs, sitting in Procter and Gamble, and when they need to hire somebody, or they're going to reach out, they're not going to look at the University of Akron student. They're going to look to students that went to Harvard with them, that went to Yale with them. So that's what I mean by you're not really getting your jobs or connections. And it's really hard to rise up in society without having those different type of connections. I use myself for an example. Now, I felt as though I've done all right in life. I own 3 Dairy Queens. I've saved up and made good money, but I ain't got nothing. When they got ready to graduate college, and in between their junior and senior year, they wanted to get an internship. I said, your daddy can't help you get an internship. Your daddy can't help you. I don't. You're already beyond, which was my goal. You're already beyond at a higher level in an economic way in a society than I can ever be. I'm never going to be looked upon. My son who graduated from West Point, the day that he graduated, when he was at his graduation, I said, son, you couldn't imagine how I would love to trade places with you. So it was funny because I could tell he thought about it a lot. So the next day he seen me, he said, Dad, so with all your success that you've had, what would make you say that you wish you could trade places with me? I said, son, if I was a West Point graduate, I mean, can you imagine what I could have accomplished in my life? And here's proof of it. My son just completed his 5 years in the United States Army, and he was applying to go to different colleges to get a master's in business, an MBA. So he was applying to all the elite schools. He didn't score as high as the 725 average that they have that go to University of Chicago, UPenn, Wharton School of Business. He didn't have that score. His score wasn't a 725, but he got accepted to University of Chicago MBA program, which was voted #1 this year of all business schools in the world. Why? Because He is a West Point grad. He got several, and they know the caliber, what the West Point turned those kids into. He has, he has multiple friends that's going to University of Chicago with him. He got friends going to UPenn. He got friends going to Wharton School of Business, which is UPenn. He got one friend going to Harvard Business School. So, and these are all West Point grads. And so you're not going to see a lot of people from University of Akron. And I'm not saying that you can't. I went from University of Maryland University College. I'm not saying that you can't make it. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for you to get into the elite class of people. I mean, you can make a lot of money. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be a lot harder for someone that doesn't come from these high institutions to get into the higher echelon of organizations and of society than the person that goes to West Point, Yale, Harvard, all these elite schools. There's a lot of them, and you just have to start early. So if you like what I had to say, or if you didn't like what I had to say, put some comments down below. I'll respond. I like to keep the conversation going. Please like and please subscribe.